What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the show. Welcome on in, each and every one of you Gates out there. Gators gonna gate. Bring in my Gators, my Rams, my Colossuses, my Colossi. I don't know, but I want them all here. I want them all to be ready to come back from that graveyard, be put right back on top of my deck, and then they're coming right back onto the battlefield. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Pioneer Masters kickoff show for the AGL, the Arena Gauntlet League that we know, love, and play in. This is Hunt the Week. It's your weekly Magic the Gathering podcast. I am your Goku or Go Home, your host with the most, your Don John DeMarco, the Pride of Mardu. I am a 4-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and 1 time I got to pick my very own present for Pioneer Masters League. That's right. Really cool how they did the pools this time. Instead of rolling them one by one, they had them all pre-rolled and numbered, and everybody just picked a number, and they got to get their pool. No one could see what it was, so it was all a big surprise, but they did post some broken ones just to kind of get everyone hyped a little bit. Beautiful, and it was all done on Christmas. Thank you to everyone who's doing stuff on the holidays, during the holidays. It's the day after Christmas right now. And again, thank you so much to everyone and all of you. Now let's go ahead and let's open the gates.
Open the gates!
That's right, as I record, it's 7:15 on Thursday. Oh boy, am I a little bit behind. Don't worry about it, it's all coming together, but we do have our top 8 for Foundations League, and this is it. Lot P. Lot, Jordan M, JM Tron, Dewitt K, Seething Octopus, Josiah L, Cardigan, John D, J Lee Draft, Emmett F Sepultura, Evan C, Peas of Crab, and Matthias H Rezra. Everybody but 2 of those people have been on the podcast, and one of them's coming on today, baby. We did it. We got him. But that is the Mega Draft. It's a crazy, weird, and wacky format. It's Brawl. I talk all about it with my guests to kind of let them know that Brawl is a little different and what they should expect. Looks like the packs are going to be Dominaria or Foundations, then Dominaria United, Wilds of Eldraine, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and Amonkhet Remastered. But we are currently in Pioneer Remastered. I hope everyone is getting ready and doing their drafts. Everyone's having a good time. I know that I went through, and on Arena, you know when you get that little notification that say you get 3 packs, or hey, here's the news. I never click on those things. I just get my packs. I never open the links. And I did open the link this time because, well, I didn't really have much else going on, and I don't know, I like Magic. I like to see what's going on. I don't know if you people do that where it says, click here for more. Click for more here on Arena. You get that little notification in your top right. Well, it took me to this website, and it just started playing this really weird song about Pioneer Masters. I don't know. Here it is.
I need something to play.
It's Pioneer Masters League.
These cards seem okay.
It's Pioneer Masters League.
I wish I knew the mechanics.
You open packs or save up picks.
I often say build soup decks.
They've got rules for that.
At least I'm gonna try to build games.
It might not work for 2 weeks.
I often try to swing for face here.
Planeswalkers are very near.
Maybe just a color more.
Put some rares in while I pour.
This league's getting big.
Get some more wins in there.
Say what's in this build.
It's got some spice in there.
I wish I knew how to build this mess.
We'll get it right when we practice.
I often say no to aggro.
Red, white goes burr.
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
Take those cards and turn them on their side.
I really must play.
It's Pioneer Masters League. Again, it's weird that they always hide these things. In fact, this one was sent to me by Bob P. Hitt. So big thank you to Bob P. Hitt for helping me find this and get it on the show. Very cool of him to do that. I don't know. I guess I'm not the only person who has to look so hard for these things on the internet, but I don't know why they don't make these things easy to find. But we're in Pioneer Masters League. We are starting it off right. We all got to pick our pools. It was really fun. I got pool 15. It's my lucky number. The pool is fine. Should have maybe picked a different number. But this is a neat one. We've got the Planeswalker bonus sheet, the Spells bonus sheet, and the Devotion bonus sheet. Week 1, we have our Pioneer Master sealed pool, 6 packs of Pioneer Master, with bonus sheet cards. Week 1 is Planeswalker bonus sheet. In week 2, those cards will be transformed into cards from the Spells bonus sheet. Week 3, those cards will be transformed into cards from the Devotion bonus sheet, okay? And on weeks 3 and week 6, you have to play 2 color decks. I think it's, and again, I am kind of having a hard time keeping track of this thing. I think it's basically Commander rules. You got to play only cards in those 2 colors. You can't really splash anything. You got to stick to the color identity, I think. I don't think you can play Boros Reckoner in a white-blue deck, right? I just don't think you can. Especially I don't think you can play those lands. And I could be wrong on that. So if I'm wrong, please somebody let me know. It's a little hard to go through all the rules as I record. And then we're Planeswalkers. We get to choose what we do. We can either go positive, which will give us an older set. In week 1, it's War of the Spark. In week 2, it is Strixhaven. In week 3, it's Kamigawa. Or we can negative, generate a pack of Pioneer and War, Pioneer and Strix, Pioneer and Neo. Pick one. -3, generate a pack of Pioneer and a pack of War. Keep both. So you get to 3. You get to choose both. Oh, unless you're on the Devotion, which does not have a -3, at least according to what I'm looking at. I could be looking at an old picture. And then the big minus, the ultimate, generate 2 packs of Pioneer Masters. Keep 1, repeat. And here's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if you want... I think you want to go full Gates, because Gates just seems so good. But maybe that's a bad strategy, because Gates are heavily nerfed in weeks 3 and week 6. So maybe you just say, hey, I want to avoid Gates, and I don't want to deal with it, and I want to just build the best deck that I can. I don't know that you want to be in Pioneer Masters for that. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't know that I'm seeing a lot of super strong 2-color decks here. Maybe that is a you go War of the Spark. Maybe that is you go Strixhaven. Use that wish board a little bit. I think you want to stay inside as much as you can, but I want to build a big goofy Gates deck because I feel like that's what I should be doing, and I already have 5 Gates, so I'm kind of already off to the races, you know? Haven't played a ton of Pioneer Masters, so I'm not sure how this thing is going to shake out. I know Gates are big and bad, and I know that Heroic is big and bad, although I don't know that I see Heroic really doing its thing in League. Maybe it does. Maybe I will be surprised and be wrong. But hey, it's not all about me and if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I have a guest this week. I have a wonderful guest that's going to be playing in the Mega Draft that's had not their one but second top 8 in a row. Let's go ahead and awaken some things inside of us.
This better not awaken anything in me.
That's right. This week we are awakening with none other than Dewitt K, a.k.a. Seething Octopus, 2 back-to-back top 8s, came in Modern Horizons 3. Guy's been on a tear since he came in, and you know what? He was super great to talk to. I love talking to him. Let's go ahead and listen to that interview now. All right, everyone, join us this week as we awaken something in ourselves with Dewitt K, a.k.a. Seething Octopus. Welcome to the show, Dewitt.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here. 2-time top 8er, going for the back-to-back. Not easy to do. I've never done it. What an accomplishment, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Oh, I bet it has been, and you've got to be some player, man. To do it back to back. It is not easy. I can barely make top half these days, and you're going back to back top 8s. But I want to know, before we get to the top 8s and the glory and the Mega Draft and Pioneer Masters and everything going on, I would love to know, when did you start playing Magic?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got memories of playing unsleeved decks in middle school on the playground, literally on the ground. So I'm trying to think. That was like Invasion time, but I think the when I think of when I started Magic was when I first started drafting, and that happened in Saviors of Kamigawa, just right before Ravnica came out.
Oh, nice. And were you always a drafter? Like, is drafting, did you just take to drafting or did you mess around with any other formats along the way?
Yeah, I mean, other than like, again, starting with kitchen table magic, ever since I kind of got a taste of limited magic, it's been limited magic all the time. I think I probably have, I don't know, four constructed tournaments in the past 20 years or something like that. And ever just tons and tons of limited magic.
Well, it's all about the limited magic. The jazz, as I say, the jazz of magic. It's the cards you don't play, DeWitt. That's what it's all about.
We give them a home.
So you're a limited magic guy. You've been playing a good little while now. What brought you to the AGL Gauntlet League? You just stumble across a Reddit post one day, maybe, and stumble on in?
Yeah, absolutely. It took like, I saw it pop up a couple times on Reddit, and then finally I decided to bite. I think it was uh, Modern Horizons 3 had like the buyback, and so it's no risk. I
No
like that.
risk. Yeah.
And it seemed I had just relatively recently moved geographically IRL and had left sort of like a really good sealed magic league community. We had like a local league that we did and was looking for something, a fun way to play magic. And AGL seemed like a good place to do it.
Hey, and we welcome you in with open arms. You come on in, you start beating us down. What was your first league?
Uh, for,
Yeah.
First league was Modern Horizons 3, and I think I made it to week 6 or late week
Dang,
5.
man.
I had a really sweet 4-color deck that was cooking a little too hard, maybe. It didn't stand up against the Eldrazi.
Yeah. Not much does. Not much
Yeah.
does. Once that chrysalis comes down, it's not a fun time for everybody. So man, you've been on a tear then. Modern Horizons 3, making it to week 6 alone is hard. I barely made it to week 5. You're doing great, man. That's again, no easy feat to come on in and kind of tear everybody a new one.
Well, yeah, thank you. I mean, as in most Magic, it takes a lot of luck too. So
Yes, it does. There's a lot of luck to get to where you are, but there's also good deck building, good playing. There are some constants and some things that we can kind of put on our side to give us a little bit of an edge. What did you think of the Foundations Planes Chase League? It's over now. I mean, you've made top 8. Um, what did you think of the different mechanics? You've been in a few leagues now. What did you think of this one?
yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because so Modern Horizons 3 was when I joined, and that one was just vanilla Modern Horizons 3, and then slowly the wheels and started to come off. I mean, like it started to the league started to kind of show its true colors, right? Where like Bloom Barrow, we jumped to a bunch of different packs, and then Dustmorn, we were getting Theros Beyond Death packs, and then finally Foundations League was it really didn't feel necessarily like a Foundations League. There were so many different cards. I didn't even really bother knowing, thinking about as much of like what Foundations cards could my opponents have as much as, what card from these last 18 sets or 6 sets or whatever it was could have had. So I really enjoyed that kind of chaos piece of it. Um, I feel like we've heard from the community or in some places, some people's feedback that the planes are a little underpowered. And I think I would agree. But one thing that I really appreciate about the AGL is that all of even if something is weak or unbalanced or busted or whatever, we're all playing on the same playing field so that we're kind of playing by the same rules. So it should be relatively fair. And so it didn't bother me that much, but I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's all low power until someone opens up an Oko to win. Let me tell you. It's
And-
all, yeah, Eldraine has no power until you play against Oko 3 games in a row, and then you go, Oko's not fun. Oko's no fair.
I've got a feature match on the YouTube of Richards that shows me getting beaten by Oko in pretty quick form. So
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Oko on 3 is one of the most not fun things that can happen to you in Magic. But no, this was a good one. I think it was fun. And they went to all the different planes, and we have to talk a little bit because they just rolled as I record. It's 6:41 on Thursday. They just rolled all the planes, and I don't know what they mean. I guess it's just what packs, but there is a fun little thing in there. Let's see if I can find it. I have to go into the super secret chat room to see this. No one knows about this chat room, but certain cool people. So I guess you start with Foundations. That would make sense. Then Dominaria United, Woe, Neo, Kamigawa, OTJ, and Amonkhet Remastered. And
Yeah.
the first plane rolled was Plaza of Heroes, which means it's a Brawl League. How do you feel about Brawl?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played much Commander in paper. I don't know if I've ever played Brawl on Arena. In general, I'm not a big fan of multiplayer Magic, and obviously Brawl's
Hmm.
1v1. So it's definitely something to consider. Like you said, this news just came out, so I haven't quite wrapped my head around it, but it's definitely a sort of a switch up. I think there's going to be a lot of thinking ahead of time for this draft of what legends do I hope to find, what strategies will be better than others.
One piece of advice I'm going to give you right now. Brawl is a singleton format. Don't draft doubles of any cards. You can't play them, DeWitt. Don't do it.
Oh wow.
Don't be like, oh, my deck's busted. I got 5 murders. Nope, you're playing one. You get one. Okay. That's probably like the biggest thing, and the thing that can really mess you up during a draft is when you're like, I'm going to keep grabbing. Like, look at these great uncommons coming around. It's like, yeah, they're coming around because everyone else already has one. They can't play two. Um, don't don't try and think you got some sweet deck because you got 5 copies of Cultivate in your 5 color green deck. Oh, you're going to be so sad.
All right, I will. That is a good thing to remember, I think.
And then you do get a choice of 20 commanders, so it doesn't really matter. You can just draft the draft like, oh, I'll draft my two colors or whatever, my color pair. But it does make splash. You can't really splash in Brawl unless you open some weird commander, and then yeah, kind of go for it. Um, but it's going to be weird. We don't do a lot of Brawl stuff, and Draft Brawl is even a little weirder again because it's singleton and it's a little harder to navigate, I think.
Yeah, I'm really curious how it plays out. I think so. Last league was my first 6 pack draft ever, and during Dustmorn, and that one, I felt like I kind of put my blinders on. I found a little corner and just stayed in it. Also, there was a stipulation on that draft that discouraged you from speculating on additional rares. Your deck size got bigger if you played additional rares.
Oh
So
yeah.
I definitely stayed in my lane there. I think for this one coming into it, I'm hoping to keep a little bit more of an open mind, and knowing that we have those 20 legends to start is gives you a lot of flexibility to play whatever you end up with.
And I'm sure there's some kind of weird build around mechanics that I don't know what legends they are, but they posted them in the chat. So take a look at them, because it might be good beforehand to be like, yeah, these all seem fine, but like maybe like what packs you're opening, and maybe there is like a weird food or artifact commander, and you can kind of take advantage of that. Or I don't know. You can kind of play ahead a little bit, but at the same time you do that, you open some sweet, mythic or rare. You want to be able to play that too. So this is going to be a really fun and interesting one. I think you're a lucky guy to get to play in this one.
I'm excited for it.
And that goes right into our next question. Are you doing any mega draft prep? Hard to prep because you didn't know what was happening until right now. But are you going to be doing any preparations for the upcoming mega draft?
Yeah, I think I will spend some time, especially looking at the 20 mythics, kind of going through the 20 legends that we know we
Yeah.
have, seeing which ones stand out. So if I can narrow it down to like 3 color pairs that I'd like to be in, and then so I can go into the draft with a slight preference for that, but also knowing what the fallbacks are. But at the same time, I think like uh, these are the uncommon ones. So I
Yeah.
think that there's an opportunity to find a real sweet legend in a pack. I mean, we had 6 packs. Hopefully we can find something that's a little spicier.
And Dominaria, I mean, I feel like that's a legendary creature set, right? Like Dominaria. I don't know if your Dominaria United was, but Dominaria is pretty legendary creature heavy. Uh, I'm gonna look at these Wells of Eldraine. I don't know about that one as far as legendaries. And you do get the 20 uncommon legends from DMU. So you actually may open more in DMU. So you get the uncommons. You're going to get a double look at them. Neo, some legendary stuff in Neo for sure. OTJ, I don't know Amonkhet. I really don't know. And I don't remember a ton of legendaries in Foundations. But
I think.
also, well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think the one that's sticking out to my mind right now is there's DMU has Joda the Avenger in the Mythic slot, right? So it's the 5-color legend that
Oh,
cares about other legends.
I don't know about that one. Do it.
I don't know what its text is, but it's 5 colors and it probably wins the game if you cast it. So it leaves your options open, right? You can play whatever you want if you get a 5-color legend in your brawl pool.
And if you, again, it's singleton, 5 colors, you get to play a little bit. Doesn't matter. You get to get one of everything. It's no problem.
We'll see if it works out.
But you're no stranger to the mega draft. Like we said, this is 2 in a row. You know what you're doing. How did you do in the last one?
I went 2-1. I had a pretty, I don't know, efficient Boros aggro deck. It didn't have a
Nice.
ton of bombs or anything, but it definitely preyed upon opponents who stumbled or something like that, which I felt like, especially for my first mega draft. Uh, I think I first picked Enduring the red one.
Curiosity.
That's the blue one, the Courage.
Courage. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was a great place to start and just kind of lean into it a bit.
Did you hear how confident I was in my wrong answer to it? That's
Well,
wonderful.
and
So
I only know
confident.
that it wasn't that because I was just about to say it too and stop myself. So
Uh, 2-1. So did you lose in the finals then, or
I
uh,
was
to lose along the way?
lost in round 2, and then played the third round, and then ended up second on tiebreakers, which was awesome. So I can't complain about that.
Yeah, can't complain. Why would you? You shouldn't. You're doing good. You're playing great Magic, and you made it to the Mega Draft again. And now you're coming on the podcast. I'm gonna be rooting for you, Dewitt. Really.
I appreciate it. Take all the help I can get.
Okay. And then the thing is, if you win the Mega Draft, you come on the podcast. So you're gonna have to come back on in like 2 weeks if you win, just so you know.
Okay, sounds good.
But we are done. We're wrapping up Foundations League. In fact, we've got the full top 8. We've got right now they're scheduling it. Hopefully, it sounds like it might be the weekend of the 4th, 5th, which would be not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend. We're starting a new league tomorrow. Pioneer Masters. So have you been playing any Pioneer Masters drafts out there?
Oh, I did one sealed deck. I like sealed deck on Arena. I don't do it very often, but it's my guilty pleasure. So I go
Oh,
and
I
do a
like
couple
it.
sealed decks. So I did one of those, and it was really fun. And I'm still kind of wrapping my head around this bonus sheet situation that both Arena and the league is going to have. I'm excited to see how that impacts the format.
It is interesting, right? Because like I did a few drafts and I was like not too hot on the set. Here, you know what? Here's a better example, specifically for League, because we're switching the bonus sets, right? Every week, and like the cards that you have, you will lose next week, and they will change into other cards. I have 3 of the 1/2 flying lifelink Pegasus. It's a bonus sheet. I have 3 of them. I don't know if that's a good card or not. If it's a good card, I'm going to be sad that it's on the bonus sheet because it's going away. If it's a bad card, I'm kind of happy to have 3 of them because that's 3 new spins at better stuff. And I don't know if that means that like I should underplay because if this card's not good and it's going to be turning into something better, maybe I want to wait till next week to finish my games.
Mm.
But if the card is really good, obviously I want to get all my games in. So I think the bonus sheet thing adds in a little bit of complexity when it's like, my deck might get a little better next week if I wait to play, which isn't a normal thing to say. Normally, I say no, you play all your games. You don't really ever want to hold them.
Yeah.
But for the bonus sheet stuff, I don't know. It might make sense, maybe, depending on what you have, to wait and see. And I don't know what's on the bonus sheet, and like because there's so many of them and they're changing so much. But I'm excited for it. This looks like it's going to be a really fun one, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I got my pool out and started looking at it, and I started getting excited. I was like, hang on, I got to temper my expectations. Which of these cards am I about to lose in a week?
Yeah.
I have 2 Pegasus that are going to go away. I've got
Right? Are they good? Are they good or bad? I don't know, DeWitt. I don't know.
Probably making the week 1 deck. I'll tell you that
Oh
much.
yeah, oh yeah. I got all three in there. I'll tell you that.
Uh, yeah, we'll see. I do like though that some players who might roll like a bunch of busted planeswalkers, it might be a little bit balancing for them to like, okay, you used them for a week, now you got to give them back.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, someone who might have a bunch of commons might have a week where they get to really shine with, I don't know what's another sheet. Maybe it's Mizzix Mastery or something sweet, like
Yeah.
should keep things interesting.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really neat. It's not very often that we get cards that rotate out of our pool each week. So I'm excited to see. And what about this? Have you looked at the mechanics at all at the, +1? Let's take a look at them real quick. Where you're a planeswalker and you get to plus or minus to get packs, different kinds of packs. I think it's super interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like week 1, you can go +2 to get a pack of war, or you can minus to kind of stay in Pioneer Masters. You -1 generate pack of Pioneer Masters and war. You choose one, and then we go to Strixhaven, and then we go to Ikoria. We loop back around. So it's an interesting push-pull of like, do you want to stay in set? I think these are great offset choices. These are fun sets. War of the Sparkle is great. I love Strixhaven. Ikoria is really great. Or are you like, I'm Gates. We got to stay in the Pioneer Masters and open up all the fun Gates stuff, all the Gates toys.
Well, that's a good question. So, what question for you? And this might, I see on one screenshot that the third week is Neo, not.
You're right. They changed
Okay.
it to Neo because Ikoria was a 3-color set. They thought it didn't make sense to play a 3-color set because they also changed the rule so that you can only play a 2-color pair in weeks 3 and week 6.
I think that deck building restriction on week 3 and 6. I think is one of the most interesting things, right? Because Pioneer Masters as a set has gates, it has Converge, it has Chromanticore. So players who are banking on those strategies, you're not going to be able to close out your league in week 6 with your sweet gates deck.
You're not. No.
So I like that it forces players to have an alternate strategy. I like that some weeks your cards will be more valuable than others. I think that encourages players to continue looking at their pools and evaluating what the most synergistic set of 35 cards is or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the pack economy, I haven't quite done any math or really figured out yet if there's an optimal way to do it. So I don't have a good I don't have a good strategy yet for it. And in particular, I don't feel like I think if I knew that my pool really wanted a bunch of spells, then I might try and save my Planeswalker loyalty to weeks 2 and 5. I don't think my pool in particular has a direction like that where I can be like, okay, I want to save my loyalty to do like a crazy -4 or something in week 2. Yeah.
Do you like your pool? We've gotten our pools. How do you feel about your pool?
My pool's serviceable. I think it's got plenty of playables. I'm not worried about playables. It's got a little bit of interaction. It's got a couple bombs. I got an Assemble of Legion, which I'm excited about.
Oh my god, that friggin' card, man.
Biggest disappointment so far of the pool was that my Bring to Light can't tutor Assemble a Legion. That was the first thing I checked, and so the 5-color Bring to Light Assemble a Legion deck's off the table.
Until you get a can you get a waste in there? Is that going to be possible? I guess not. I guess this waste didn't count. Waste doesn't count, does it?
Can't hit it because it can only hit creatures, instants, or sorceries. Can't hit enchantments.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
What you need then you need a creature that lets you tutor up an enchantment or something, and you can like dig for the thing that digs for the thing.
Oh, yeah. And then turn 18, I'll win.
Yep, exactly. You got
Can't stop me.
Well, that's a symbol of Legion, man. I can't tell you how many games from back in the day. It's like, everything's going great. You wipe the board. They play Assemble the Legion. All your board wipes look terrible. And you're just like, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm dead in 4 turns.
So I don't think I've had a chance to play with it since Gate Crash. And so,
so good. Such a good card.
I'm looking forward to it.
Speaking of good cards, I always learn so much from people when I ask this one. What is your favorite Magic card?
Hmm.
Never easy. Never an easy one.
Yeah, I even had these questions ahead of time, and I'm still struggling to come up with something. I think uh, favorite card artwork. Let's go, kind of go
Yeah, yeah,
subsect. Yeah,
sure.
I really like Orzhov Guildmage. Real spooky spirit dude walking. That again, and that's from a time when I first started playing Magic back in Ravnica, so it's got a soft spot for me. Um, I think if I had to give a favorite card, okay, it's a toss up, but they're basically the same card as Kolaghan's Command or Thief of Sanity. They're just both 2-for-1s or 3-for-1s or X-for-1s. They show up in cubes a lot, and I love just out card advantaging my opponents. And so I'll give it to Thief of Sanity. That one, it's really hard for me to pass that card in a draft.
I
That's
agree. What a good
yeah.
card that is. That's so fun. And we've got Night Vale Spectre in one of the bonus sheets, which is kind of like a bad Thief of Sanity, if I remember correctly. Um,
Oh,
I don't remember what it does, but it's. I want to say it steals stuff off the top of their library. I want to say it does. It's been a while since I played with it, but yeah, Thief of Sanity. That's such a good card. It's also like it mills them out eventually. It does so much work.
I mean, I like having good cards in my deck, but I like playing my opponent's good cards even more.
Yeah.
Just
We get along to it. We do. I know where you're coming. I love playing the steal your stuff deck, which is so hard to find. But whenever it's like, yeah, I'll just play with your bombs. I don't care that I don't have any. All right, we are ready for our questions from the league. Are you ready, DeWitt?
I think I'm ready.
All right, our first question comes from Lata, another one of your contenders, the pennant winner, coming after you in the mega draft. What is your favorite thing about 2024 as we wrap up this year?
Hmm. That's a tough question. I think my favorite Magic thing has been finding the AGL. I know it's going to sound like you guys are paying me to say this, but I think, like I mentioned before, kind of had a geographical move. Lost a lot of my in-paper Magic playing opportunities. Well, no, I mean I can play in paper, but with friends. And so the AGL has been a really awesome way. The perfect level of competitiveness. I can spend as much time tinkering on my pool as I want. And there's tiny stakes, which is just enough to make it fun, like worthwhile to spend energy on. So I really enjoyed the AGL, and I'm really excited to. I'm gonna push for Player of the Year this 2025. I don't know how to get in it. I haven't read the docs yet, but I'm gonna. That's my goal.
I'll tell you what, you're in a good place because I think, and I could be wrong, Player of the Year is an average of your top 3 best finishes in the year. So you're already at 2 top 8s. No,
Two
is this
top-
the
yeah, I
first?
think
Is this the first league or second league of the year?
I think Dustmorn is in 2025 because they were doing Player of the Year at the same time as our
Yes.
top 8.
Yeah. So Dustmorn. So you have 2 back-to-back top 8s, which is already you're already in 2 top 8s, which is a phenomenal average, right? Um, or if you win a league, you're automatically in, and then there's a bunch of sideways to get in. One of the sideways is be like the top 10 or X people that have the highest 3 finishes. And I gotta tell you, it seems like you're pretty much right. It'd be hard to not make it on 2, maybe even 3 top 8s. You can pull one more off.
We'll see what we can do.
Our next question comes from John D. Daily Draft. Another one of your contenders. They all had questions for you, John. They're all coming after you in this mega draft. They want to know your secrets, your tips, and your tricks. I almost asked you this question, and then John asked it, so I had to take it off the list. What is the secret from your first 2 top 8s being back to back? Would you consider it more luck or a shift in strategy that made your first 2 top 8s back to back? So you got them. You played in a few leagues. These are the ones you're doing the best in. Did you crack the league code, or is something else going on?
I mean, I do think a majority of it's luck, right? Like you got to open up some good cards, and you got to put them in your deck, and you got to draw them. I do think from my first 2 leagues to these second 2 leagues, I've spent more time reevaluating my pool. Like it's not very often in Magic that you have like 14 packs available to you to build a sealed pool from. And it's really easy to get stuck on, like in Bloomborough, I was like, I'm playing Abzan. I'm just whatever. It doesn't matter what I'm open. I'm just playing Abzan. And this league in particular, I think that I was a little bit more flexible, and I was kind of listening to my results. And so like I played the first 2 weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks with some form of a Bant deck, kind of heavily relying on a couple 7 mana bombs, Coma and Sire of Seven Deaths. And then I felt like my pool was getting a little weak in power levels. So then I adjusted and I went to some 4-color monstrosity. And then I felt like that deck started to get too inconsistent. And so I actually finished the league the last 8 matches with a black-blue deck that ended up going 8-0. And so I think my secret or my strategy that I want to continue into future leagues, including Pioneer Masters, is taking the time to go back, not pigeonhole myself in a particular build, and really evaluate the pool as a whole to see if I can make changes and respond to sort of the meta game, if you will.
Oh, I love it. You see the game, you play the game, you know? Oh, yeah, you're getting better and better too. Like I said, 2 top 8s in a row, second place in the last one. There's only one more spot to go up from there. So I'll be rooting for you.
I think the other thing I'll add too is if one thing I try and look at in my pool is I'm always looking for like obscure synergies, like finding. I mentioned it to somebody, I don't remember who, was like talking about like my mini list of league achievements, but it's really just like kind of micro synergies in your pool. So like what I played one game against, I think it was Jack, and I had the Karn that makes the constructs that gets bigger for your artifacts, and I had Replicating Ring from Kaldheim that if you wait long enough, it makes 8 more copies of itself. And I was like, well, this is a really sweet synergy. If I can have a Karn construct in play and make 8 extra artifacts, that's a sweet synergy. So I was able to do that. And then I had Mind Spiral from Bloomborough makes an opponent draw 3, or its target player draw 3. And I had Scrawling Crawler in play and was able to finish off one opponent by making them draw 3 and dumbing them from 3. So like looking for little micro synergies in your deck, I think it's a lot of fun. At least I don't know. Sorry if it's not for my opponents, but it is for me. And it's kind of like a little achievement checklist you can cross off for the league.
I love it. It's also like you know your deck a little bit better, right? Like it's good to know the ins and outs of your deck, because you might be sitting there going, "Man, I got this weird draw through. I don't know what to do with it." Not really realizing it. Like, it's actually a lightning bolt. If I cast it at their face.
Tap down their dude, gave him a fish. Tap down a dude, domed him for 3.
Oh, I'm sorry to the opponent. Sorry.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Evan C. Peas of Crab. Why does the octopus seethe? What's going on with this thing?
I'll tell you a story about the seething octopus. So the seething octopus, I think the first question you asked me is when I started playing Magic, and I have visions of playing on the middle school playground on the ground with cards probably without sleeves. And I don't know. I think like a lot of people, you like making custom Magic cards. And so at that point, I made a Magic card. It was called Seething Octopus, and it was I don't have any copies of it anymore, but it was some big blue octopus giant creature. But they then printed. I'm blanking on the name. Zendikar 8-mana Lorthos the Tidemaker.
Oh yeah.
Which it like comes into play and it has like 8 tentacle counters. It's an 8/8, which is basically it was basically the Seething Octopus card. And so that's the story of Seething Octopus. They probably picked up my trash off the playground and turned it into a Magic card. But that's where Seething Octopus comes from.
I love it. That's really funny. We got to get our own custom-made Seething Octopus card. And hey, if you win the Mega Draft, you get to pick an emote or a voice edition to be added to the soundboard. Maybe you get that Seething Octopus emote out there. I think people would love it.
I'm all for it.
All right, our last question comes from Richard K. Preacher. He's always got the food questions, and he had to ask about the name. There's a 3-parter. Have you ever eaten octopus before? Second part, if yes, what is your preferred preparation? And if no, why not?
I have, yeah. Fun DeWitt fact. I used to work in restaurants. I went to college for culinary arts, and so I've worked in restaurants before that have served octopus. I think the best preparation I ever had was we did like a braised octopus and then grilled it, so it gets really tender, and then you kind of like char it on the grill. It's got like a little romesco sauce and some herbs, and it was really really delicious. And
I love to
Time for
cook.
dinner?
I don't say I love to cook, and I haven't eaten dinner yet. And DeWitt, that sounds delicious. I also used to work in tons of restaurants, and a nice braised seared octopus. Oh my gosh, I am starving.
Absolutely, yeah. Probably not something you're going to whip up right now, but
Hey, maybe
maybe
I'll
this weekend.
run to the store and go grab just a tentacle. They sell them by the tentacle, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Probably.
Well, DeWitt, we did it. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, for being a part of the league, for being such a nice, cool guy, easy to talk to, for talking about octopus, and I wish you luck in the mega draft. Here's the thing. I'd say you want to do some study on this one. Maybe you do a practice mega draft with bots, refamiliarize with the cards, or what legends you could open, and just remember singleton format. So don't be like, oh man, my draft went so great. Look at all these 4-ofs. Oh man, you're gonna be so bummed out. Don't be that guy. It's gonna happen to somebody. Don't let it happen to you.
Don't let it be me. All right. No, I think learning the rules of Brawl is a good place for me to start.
All right, well, good luck out there, and hey, I'll see you in the next one, Pioneer Masters. Be looking for your name up there at the top near the end of it. Could be Mr. 3 in a row.
That'd be awesome. Thanks, John.
Have a good one. Again, can't say enough nice things about this guy. I think he's got his work cut out for him. Not only does he have a very strange mega draft of a bunch of different packs that he may not be used to, but also it's Brawl and Brawl rules. And the Brawl stuff is always just a little bit different, right? It's just a little bit harder, I think, to manage. Those good Brawl commanders go a long, long way. And in the mega draft, if you open a good one, you get to play that good one the whole time. We're going to see how that happens. We're going to see what shakes out. Go and do your rotos. I won one of my rotopods. I lost one of the other rotopods. Super fun. I love the rotos. I hope everyone's having a great holiday. I'll tell you right now, you want to stay to the end of this thing because I got a super secret surprise after the credits. I do. And I hope you're ready for Pioneer Masters. Get out there and do your drafts. I hope you unlocked and unpacked a good Boxing Day gift to yourself of a nice sealed pool. And I just hope you're ready, because I know I am, for some more Magic, a new league, a new year, a new us. I think we've got the big countdown show with me and Adam. Hopefully next week. I think we're going to try and do it right before the new year to count down all the polls that Adam did and do a nice, fun live award show again. But hey, until then, I hope you get to keep a good 7, because this is going to be a long league. We're just getting started. And you want to win your games, and I hope that shuffler is in your favor, because if it's not, it's a bad time. It's a long time. You don't want to be sitting there trying with 3 Gates Ablaze in hand and no red mana, because none of your gates are lighting up the way you needed them to, because you didn't open any district guides, and you're just trying to make it work. Yeah, Gates Ablaze is great, but you got to have things work out, or it's not going to be a good time. Not against that heroic deck, anyway. Until then, we'll see everybody next week. Bye, everybody.
Holy bot, I've come to seek your help. You see, I've lost my last league match. I need a pack, a 2-drop or removal, so I can beat my next opponent. Bonus sheets or double rares, please. Value cards, just give me some direction. No, not like this. A rare dual land. Oh no, my pool, whatever can I do? Oh no, my pool,
I just want to say thank you so much to Bob P. Hit, who not only duetted on the other song, but then did this song all on his own, and just sent it in to me. I love it. Thank you so much. I found out Bob was a music major, and I really wanted to do some stuff with him, and it just couldn't have gone better. So thank you, Bob, for everything you do, Bob. You couldn't have done a better job. I'm so happy and so impressed. And if anyone else wants to do some fun stuff with me, just let me know. Come at me. I'm easy. I'm an easy guy to work with, and I'm nice. I promise. I don't care what I say on the server. I'm a nice guy. Come at me. And thank you so much, Bob. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.